You're listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hayner.
Oh, sorry. Just kept dancing. Hey, it's Charge Hayner at Zoom the TBT, and we are finishing up our regional previews with our very last one. We are talking about Dayton. Dayton is in what state, Charge?
Ohio. Dayton, Ohio.
What do you
That's what it's
know
all
about Ohio? You Ohio people. You got to live in a real
Memphis,
state.
New York, all that garbage. Yeah, it's all about Ohio.
Hey,
We'll talk a little more importantly about a portion of Ohio that's even better. So we'll talk about that team shortly.
We'll get in that in just a minute. So this is actually a pretty interesting little region. Like a lot of the regions we have this year, a pretty clear hierarchy, quality teams throughout, but this is basically like most regions we're thinking set for some very, very dangerous second round games. Now, does that mean we're right? No, we're wrong a lot. So who the hell knows? But this could be a pretty fun region. So let's get right into it, starting with the money team. Now, these guys, I mean, they might win the whole thing. Like having Jordan Crawford be your secondary scorer, having guys like Trevor Booker be a complimentary scorer, having guys like your mother, they're out. That's just sick. It's just a sick roster. The only way this team loses is they just can't share the ball.
Yeah, I mean, when you get Jimmer Fredette, who averaged over 30 points per game in his last TBT run and only TBT run, I see no reason he's not going to have the same production. But yeah, these guys just they always seem, with the exception of 1 year, that was a very different team. Heard that ran them off the court there in the Elam time. But I mean, this is deep with Booker, Munford, White, Fredette, Jordan Crawford. Play within themselves. They're going to be no problem whatsoever here, at least in the first round game. But once again, the TBT is so balanced. So I think we're all kind of, in awe of this roster, but you're seeing it in every game. The Gutter Cat Gangs have not got a good straight run, and they got kind of that star power. Heartfire got challenged tonight by an enchantment team. So you can't take anything for granted in TBT. On paper, definitely one of the favorites, but you definitely want to be prepared for whatever comes next.
Absolutely. What comes next is Athletics Miami. They're the buy team. They purchased their way in. Now, here's the advantage. I don't really know a lot about this roster, and I'm guessing the money team probably does neither. So the thing about no expectations and nothing to lose is you can play loose and you can play fast. No one expects much. Those teams can be dangerous in a one-and-done setting, right, Charge?
Yeah, I think a good example of that is the Defeat Diabetes team yesterday, taking sideline right to the wire. Just one defensive lapse at the end of the game, and it could have been a totally different ball game there. Which, and I think I think Defeat Diabetes probably step above what we'll probably see out of Athletics Miami, but that just goes to show on any given day, anyone can beat anybody. Just one ball bounce, one shot falls, and we're talking about Defeat Diabetes today. And so same thing can happen here. Not likely, of course, but that's the beauty of TBT. It's just a fun tournament. There's truly professional guys, high-level Division I guys, D2 guys, D3 guys. It's people that can ball show up for the TBT.
Yeah, and that's why you play the games, right? That's why you play
Absolutely.
the games. Now, this is actually going to be a pretty interesting matchup. Men of Mackey's a pretty strong Purdue alumni versus boys from American Community. We've had Mike Pre on, friend of the program, good guy. But let's go ahead, and we actually had the Men of Mackey swung by to talk to us. Should we run that interview?
Let's do it.
Hey guys, this is Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hayner. Tonight we have the decided pleasure as part of our Dayton preview to bring on the Men of Mackey. We have GM Ryan Kay, assistant coach DJ Byrd, and star girl Kelsey Barlow. Gentlemen, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
Doing awesome. I love to talk TBT. It's that time of year we always love doing. We always love talking to the alumni teams, the teams of a lot of history. So real quick, Ryan, brief answer, how did this team start? This is your third year, I believe, established in 2020. So how did the team come together?
Yeah, the short story is I was running a local alumni golf outing here in Fort Wayne, and we had Grady Eifert come up and be our speaker. He was coming off of the Elite Eight run. And after we got done with the program, I just kind of was talking to him, and I said, hey, why don't we have a TBT team? Have you guys ever thought about that? And he's like, yeah, actually, we've thought about it. Me and some other guys have have talked about it in quite a bit of detail, but we just never kind of got it over the finish line. And then I have a really good friend who's at a team in TBT as a GM, and actually was a player originally. His name's Matt Mitchell. He runs the Everline Drive team.
Our guest this cycle. Yes, we love Matt. Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt and I were high school teammates here in Fort Wayne, and he's had a team in ever since day one. And so he was really encouraging me to get involved in some way, shape, or form. And then out of kind of happenstance, I ran into Grady Eifert again, like a month later down on campus. And we were just talking about it. And he said, basically, you know, if you would be interested in kind of helping with logistics stuff, he and another one of our players, PJ Thompson, would be interested in helping recruit guys. So the rest is kind of history from there.
That makes a lot of sense. It's always nice to hear these things coming together. Now, DJ, you have a role in the coaching staff, and you guys have a fairly interesting road. There is in your region a clear top four, with you being the fourth of the top tier teams. And you have a winnable but difficult game against a very talented Mid-American Unity squad. First things first, have you started scouting Mid-America Unity?
Yes, we have. We've been able to get a little scouting report going. I was able to look over it a little bit yesterday and today. And one thing about them, they got some veterans that have played for a long time. And by watching a lot of their clips, man, they can really run in transition. So for us, it'll be about taking good shots and trying to get the best one we can so they can get out and run.
Now, Kelsey, I'll ask you to unmute because I think you're on mute. And I will say this, like, obviously, you're going to have a major role in executing the offense. You've put up a lot of points in TBT. You've played in Mexico. You've had a nice career so far already. So, like, how do you see your role being on helping men of Mackey advance?
I think my best quality at this point in my career is my leadership. So I think, obviously, TBT is a pretty quick tournament, quick time to prepare. So I think leadership and unity is actually going to help us take a few wins.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, go ahead. Yeah. Lost you a little bit there because the result. It's fine. The internet's crazy, Kelsey. It happens. We're just going to keep rolling with it. So that's a great answer. You have leadership and unity. Now, DJ, when you have an alumni team, obviously you have the advantage of guys running some of the same stuff. Like there's a consistent ethos of a team over the years. So has that helped training camp and practices sort of work together, like having a similar vocabulary and similar things you've run throughout your career?
I think so. And I think the stuff that we're going to put in this year is pretty simple. I mean, these guys are pros. I mean, Kelsey, these guys have played for a long time. They played at a high level. So, you know, we're not running anything too complicated, but we'll run stuff to get the ball, you know, where they're best at, you know, getting Kelsey the ball on the run at the top of the key, getting downhill and with, you know, Rob and surrounding him with shooters like Mangus and a few of the other guys, I think can work pretty well. So again, just kind of playing to each of their strengths is going to be our priority.
Definitely. Now, going back to Kelsey, obviously, you guys have a pretty tough first game. And if you're lucky enough to win, you go straight from the frying pan right into the fire because you'll more than likely, barring a huge upset, get the money team, which is loaded. Jimmer Fredette, Jordan Crawford, Terrica White, Xavier Munford. We're talking about a lot of ballers. So first of all, like, obviously, you guys shrink from no one. Like, what would that hypothetical matchup look in Dayton?
Those are a lot of names, but I think in basketball, like, the names really don't matter on the game day. So we'll take it in stride, make as many adjustments and as many, you know, positive solutions to win the game. I don't think the names to us matter one bit.
Yeah, names don't matter a lot, especially this event too, because guys really come to play and some guys don't show up. We've had a lot of really big names. Kyle Hines hasn't shown up yet for Gutter Cat. We've had a lot of big names that don't show up, so you don't even know what kind of team you're going to get. And back to you, Ryan, then having an alumni base as your team, does it help having guys kind of bought in, playing for love of the school over just sort of a general sort of looser confederation? Is having a Purdue or having an alumni team in general help you guys organize, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think it helps because you're playing for the pride of your alma mater. It also helps that we're playing for a cause that's a former Purdue student that actually passed away as while he was a current student at Purdue, Tyler Trent. So we're playing to raise money for his foundation, which is also tied in through Purdue. So yeah, and I've said this to several people here over the last few weeks that they've asked me about our roster. You know, when you're trying to get former Purdue players to join the squad, they've already kind of gone through a natural weed out process, if you will, because, you know, Coach Painter isn't recruiting just anyone. He's looking for a certain quality type of human being. So that definitely makes it a little bit easier for us, and the caliber of not just the basketball player, but the human being that's on our team is really high.
That makes a lot of sense. Obviously, I'm a Big Ten grad myself. I went to the University of Illinois for my master's, so I know the quality of students that go to Big Ten universities is always a pretty high thing. So, DJ, having this at hand, the Big Ten, correctly or incorrectly, gets a huge bad rap for being a somewhat slow brand of basketball. And you can answer this. You also can kick this a little bit to Kelsey. What do people not understand about Purdue basketball? Like, people still have this sort of idea that Purdue basketball is a somewhat slow thing. That's a dated opinion, correct?
Yeah, I think, I mean, they want to play fast. I mean, just like us, the way we teach it down here, you want to play fast, you want to push the ball, get shots in rhythm right away. But we also, we have guys, it doesn't matter if you can't dribble the basketball. It doesn't matter if you can't, do certain things. We're going to be able to find you at your best and in our offense, get them good shots, good looks. And I think the college level, in the college game, you can find a guy that's really good at one or two things. And, he can play a good role for you in the Big Ten.
Kelsey, I'm going to give you the very last question. Unless you guys go about your lives. I know you're busy. I know you're trying to prep for this event. I know things are crazy. So, Kelsey, you guys have one big advantage in this region is that you guys aren't that far from Dayton. It's not that far to get from Purdue to Dayton. You're playing Mid-American Unity, which is a team, while they are a MAC bunch of guys, they are a team that doesn't have an alumni base. And then if you win, you're playing the money team, which while they're great, they are the definition of a mercenary team. What are the odds the crowd will get behind you, and how can you influence getting a crowd to help you push over the top in Dayton?
Well, I was looking to purchase, 10 to 15 courtside seats. If you got that for me, we could maybe have a little bit more energy right there on the court. But, obviously being a Midwestern school and in the Midwest,
it's empty.
Sure,
Sorry.
Yeah. I'm sure people who are watching at home or who are there in the crowd will feel the energy, and hopefully that motivates us to get a victory.
Yeah, and a victory. You guys had one last year, so hopefully one or two more. Maybe you guys get all six, maybe win the $1 million. But either way, you guys will be a team to watch. We can't wait to see what the men of Mackey come up. Ryan K, DJ Byrd, and Kelsey Barlow, thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be interesting. Men of Mackey will have a chance to really exert their will. They're playing a very talented Mid-American Unity team. I mean, they're bringing back a lot of talent to this team. I found it interesting. They talked about the fact that they want to play a little faster than they're used to, as the Purdue sort of rep would allow for.
Yeah, you broke up their hair, so obviously you said you want to play a little bit faster. The only thing that, from this Purdue team that is missing is Isaac Haas. So, I mean, the guy is a load down low, so he's someone who's played for this team the past couple of years, and, I mean, he's just a giant. So you're kind of losing Haas this year, which could be, a little bit of a issue for men of Mackey, but they do have this young kid out of Penn State, and he's got 10 points, 10 rebounds just out of college. So, maybe a little faster, a little more energy. But Isaac Haas is just a beast down low.
And what was Haas's main contribution to this podcast last year?
That he beat the Volunteers for you. So
I got him a bounty,
and you sent him his bottle of champagne, and he seemed very happy with that.
I hand delivered, actually. But here's the funny part about this is that I did actually offer Fort Wayne a bounty, and Garrett turned it down. He just said he doesn't need it, which I thought was very classy of him, but he has a right to change his mind. So
yeah.
But yeah, they knocked off the Natty. So we've got Mid-American Unity. These are your guys. Take it away.
Yeah. So just a little background on Mid-American Unity. So this was the fan selection this year. So every year TBT selects. Last year was 4 players. This year was 8, or not players, teams that the fans can vote for. And it's just kind of people who follow the TBT kind of from the beginning, participated in some of the activities. So myself
and haven't missed a call and haven't missed one of the calls.
Yeah, exactly. You missed that one, Hayner. He's still kicking himself. And so Ty in our fantasy league and myself are on that. So we are definitely pulling for Mid-American Unity. The fan selection committee went big and unanimously picked Mid-American Unity. And the thing is, Mid-American Unity has been around the TBT for a lot of years now, from the Canton Bulldogs to beating Wisconsin to, a heartbreaker against Red Scare. But these guys are serious ballers on this team. So it's just guys from Northeast Ohio. They home base mostly at Columbus now for their training camps, but a lot of these guys played college or went to high school in the Northeast Ohio area. So that's why I had an affinity to these guys right from the beginning when they were Canton Bulldogs. And when I saw them in the fan selection, I was shocked, but, obviously did my part to get these guys in. But, Demetrius Treadwell's a solid big man playing overseas. Jimmy Hall's amazing. Javon Graves, who's a UB guy, thankful that he's now with UB when I'm trying to get some Puma gift cards for the Mid-American Unity. But Javon Graves went to St. Vincent St. Mary's, so that is going to be, a big deal there. And obviously, Romeo Travis gets a lot of news being a teammate of LeBron's, and it's going to be a solid team. Say it again. No. Yeah, your internet's keep wearing on us as we go on.
Oh, no, it's probably getting tired.
It is. That's New York internet. Javon Best is out. So there's just a lot of dudes on this team that can ball, and they always come prepared. So, love, Ryan and what he's done with the Purdue. Always been good with us with the podcast. But it's my 330 guys and the fan selection. So I'm going to be rooting hard for Mid-American Unity to take this one.
Do you see our question?
You should be reinstated.
I should be reinstated. That's it.
Message Steve Gottlieb and say reinstate Hayner.
Doug, reinstate me. Anyway, here we go. So Red Scare versus City Team. You can tell we've been taping for a bit. We're a little punchy at this point.
Oh God! But
I'm this close to taking my shirt off. Okay, so Red Scare.
Well,
so
you did have the jersey on in the one interview. You need to get out in the sun a little more often, man. You get to the gym a little more often too, but actually, you're in some of the best shape of your life.
Like that. Actually, no, I've actually been. So I didn't drink for 6 months. In the last few weeks, I'm back to drinking. So I put on like a few pounds back already. So we'll try again next year. We'll see what happens. Let's get to the picture. We're obviously losing steam. Red Scare, big move. Obviously, a big three of Landers, Mixell, Davis. But I mean, Scooty Smith's he's finally playing. How hype are you about that?
Yeah, no, I'm excited about Scoochie Smith playing. I just think Dayton hosting this region this year, just adding so much to the TBT. The crowds were great last year at the quarterfinals and through the finals, even without the Dayton team being involved. So this place is going to be absolutely nuts. They don't have Costas Koufas, which, like I said, we update these as we go, but added Trevor Thompson. But I just think you got guys like Seibert, Mixell, Scoochie Smith, Trey Landers defensively is one of the best in the game. And so they're going to have the crowd behind them. They got a great team, guys with experience. I mean, these guys, Daryl Davis, V. Sanford, have been playing the TBT forever now, it feels like. So they'll bring the experience, great coaching with Joey. Jeremiah Desau got promoted to head video coordinator for the Houston Rockets today.
Very cool. Very cool.
So that just once again just shows in the TBT there's just a lot of talent, whether you're coaching or whether you're playing or whether you're a GM. There's just a lot of people making moves and out there. So just they're going to be well prepared. Obviously, they're well prepared every year, and being at home this is the year they probably go a little bit deeper than they have in the past.
Yeah, it's a really, really nice team. Now, C Squad, obviously, we chose to highlight Rainier Thornton on the same rule we always have: Memphis players. And you see right there, Memphis players and Charge players always get a little bit more love in this podcast otherwise. But really, this team's going to go as far as Josh Selby will take them. And he is a one-man offensive engine. Like, he is an electric scoring guard. So there's no reason to believe that he can't just light up the court on his own. But does this team legitimately have a chance on a hostile environment of Dayton?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough. I mean, they're going to, once again, they got some pros. Being a city team, I thought they probably could have loaded up a little differently, a little deeper, kind of like competitive choice. I thought they would load up a little differently and a little bit deeper. I mean, these are, once again, still pros. You've seen Pat Spencer, kind of highlighted through some of the TBT social. This guy.
I saw him in Vegas. He actually looked pretty good.
Oh, did you? Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, because we went with Moderno, and Moderno and I were sitting there, and I was like, "What the fuck is a Pat Spencer?" Explain what was going on. So.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Matt is our obviously good friend now. Met him at last year's TBT in Capital City, and Washington Wizard aficionado has a great podcast out there if you're into
a lot of fun.
Capital City and Washington City or Washington Wizard. So so they have some pieces that are interesting, but once again, I think it's going to be one of those ones. If they play flawlessly, they're going to give Red Scare a push, but I think the crowd and the talent of Red Scare is just a little bit deeper, and so they're going to be able to kind of run with that.
Yeah, so we got one more matchup. We're almost through, and we're going to end with one of the former defending champs. Now, this Golden Eagles team, 22 TBT wins. How often do you see a team with over 20 event wins and a chip not be a one seed? Well, when one team's got Jimmer Fredette, that's what happens. But still, even though TMT is good, this team has every chance to walk this region with a regional, correct?
Yeah, and once again, Hayner's breaking up, but I'm surprised Golden Eagles did not get to one seed, even with TMT getting Jimmer. TMT played great last year, so can't take nothing away from them, but I thought they would go alumni here. I thought they would go with kind of a more proven, kind of historical piece here, but Golden Eagles going to be in here, and once again, we keep talking about these 2-3 matchups in the TBT this year, assuming both teams advance. A Red Scare Golden Eagles matchup in round 2 is just crazy to get someone to advance through there, but they got most of their team back. You're missing Jamil Wilson, and we're missing one other guy, and I'm going to draw a blank on it as well, but you're still loaded with guys like Dwight Bikes, and it's getting late, so we can barely talk now. DJO, so they still got a nice treasure chest of talent that they're going to put out there on the court. I don't think this is their best Golden Eagles team by any stretch, but obviously they do what they do, and they come out. They always play competitively, and so I expect nothing different this year.
And of course, you're the president of the Diamond Stone fan club.
I am. It's actually the Casper Ware fan club, which you saw what he did today, took care of his business. But
yeah,
who did Stone play? Was he on sideline to 1 year? Because we had this debate.
I think Stone was on sideline 1 year, but I don't think he ended up playing.
I think he got hurt after like 5 minutes or something. I think that's what ended up happening. But
possibly.
Anyway, so somewhere in many of the podcasts, his name came up, and I recall you being pretty hyped about it, but maybe not as hyped as I remember it.
It's fine. We like kidding about it. Now, so you know a little bit more about your home state than I do, obviously. How close is Ohio University to Dayton?
Oh, gosh, yeah. I mean, that's east-west, so I never make that drive, so I wouldn't 2 hours, maybe 3 hours or so.
Okay,
yeah, so drive. Yeah, but they're taking a bus out of Columbus, I believe. So if you want to be with the 1804 team, well, not the team itself, but their fans, because they're going to be serving adult beverages on this bus. So the team definitely won't be there, but they're going to be taking a bus from Columbus over to Dayton. So hopefully they get a good crowd for that. But this is a team that I think is got some tools that they can win. They can be competitive. Antonio Campbell, which you highlighted there, is just a tough dude. I mean, he is just physical. He's going to take care of his business, and you have a lot of guys who somewhat young still. So you're looking at, once again, young 20s or mid 20s at playing some high level ball across the pond. And so it's going to be a tough matchup because it is Golden Eagles. But if you're going to catch Golden Eagles on any year, this is the year to probably catch them.
Might be it.
And obviously Kenny prepares well, has a great staff behind him. He's a stats nerd too, from what we learned about him earlier in the year. So I'm sure he's got all the analytics and ready to break this game down. But they've got a good squad here.
They also, or their GM has been on our show, really good guy, and he actually did highlight the fact that Ohio grads like to drink. You mentioned the adult beverages. We need sponsorship next year besides the camp, which has been a great sponsor for us. We should get a beer sponsor. Is what we should get.
Yeah, let's see who we can call. There's got to be someone out there.
Someone's got to want to give us enough dollars to pay for one hotel room or something. Anyway, let's get to the picks. Now, this is where, again, we are hanging out way too much. This is our last picks of the cycle. We both have the exact same. We went chalk. We were very boring.
There's no way I picked Mackey. Did I really pick? You must have had a typo.
You know what? No, then fuck it. Then change it. I don't care. Here, you want me to
No,
change it?
yeah, Mid-America's winning this game. Not just because.
Okay, here.
I
show them how
suppose
sausage gets made. The hell with it. We'll show
I suppose, but yeah. So
I don't know. Whatever. Did I get it wrong? It's fine. We'll fix it.
Who knows?
I want this to be right. No, I want it to be right. It's fine. I mean, look. We'll just
I need to see Mid-American on the slide. There we go.
There we go. Screw it. There we go. So hang on. Cool. There you go. See?
You might as well move them right over to where TMT is too. Then.
Oh, really?
No, I ain't that crazy. No, I ain't going there. But never say
That's
never.
how the sausage gets made, baby. That's how the
there
sausage
we go.
Gets
We're
made.
back in business with Mid-American Unity. But yeah, this is
sausage gets made.
A fun region. I think, like I said, that 4 or 5 game in all seriousness between Mackey and Mid-American.
It's going to be a really good game.
Going to be a good one. I think TMT obviously advances, no problem. Red Scare advances, no problem. But I wouldn't be surprised if Ohio State games just last possession and whoever has the best possession leading into the Elam's going to take this game. I think that's going to be a really close game, real exciting game.
Definitely. Okay, Charge. We have done, and people watch these different times, we've actually, because of our work schedules, kind of slapdash us a bit. So we did our usual good job, but we did it in a condensed format. So, Charge, what's the last word on Dayton?
Last word on Dayton. It's Jimmer Mania.
The last word on Dayton is you're tired.
Yeah, I'm like, we'll make it short. But I'm just excited to see Jimmer back in the TBT.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just kind of a legend of TBT after that 1 year, and just excited to see if he's still got it. It's been a couple of years down the road, obviously still playing professionally, but see what they do, and if the money team can hold serve there with that number 1 seed. And part 2 is just that Red Scare environment. I won't be there. Opening round games, I'm still not 100% I can get there for the semifinals. I'm going to try, but I think that Dayton crowd is going to put Wichita to shame, VCU to shame, any other regions that we've ever had previously.
They love basketball.
The Dayton people are out of their minds, and so that's the only thing I'm excited for is to see how that all plays out, because it's going to be nuts there.
And we're going to leave it at that. So this has been Charge and Hater presents ZoomTheTBT with our final regional preview, the Dayton region, and we are signing off.
Hope you enjoyed listening to Zoom the TBT with Charge and Hater. Subscribe to YouTube, follow on Twitter, and give us your money.